Okay, hello everybody, it's Caffeinated. Sorry, what for me is toned down for the night because I'm gonna go to bed. Gonna do a summary really quick of my second video, of the actual game, not the apology video. So, after we actually enter the area of Vizima, we're treated to a cutscene, a lovely cutscene that involves what appear to be demon dogs or hellhounds of some sort. We end up seeing a woman who is identified as Caroline, and she's accompanied by a young boy named Alvin. And you start to hear dogs in the distance, and you start to see the dogs are kind of following them around a little bit. Alvin complains that he's tired, and Caroline keeps pushing them onwards because she's trying to get them to an inn. It's nighttime, it's not safe out, and there's dogs. And there's something obviously wrong with the dogs, because why else would they be triggering them like this? Caroline comes to the conclusion that these are not normal dogs, and she pushes Alvin, she makes him run. And she does everything she can to run. They get to... Oh, I can't actually see me. They get to the gate, the palisade that is around the inn. But she trips and falls, wham, on the ground. Ghoulish green dogs, like as if they're slime ghosts from the Ghostbusters, are surrounding her, and then the gate slams shut. It's clear she's dead. There's no helping her. But thankfully Alvin is saved. He gets through. Geralt's there, clearly, because, we're playing Geralt and we need to be aware of what Geralt is at all times if we're going to play him. But Geralt witnesses all of this. They end up with these demon dogs, which are apparently called Barghests, inside the gate, and you find yourself having to fight them off. Which isn't a... cats. So you end up helping to fight off. If you accidentally kill a few guards in the process, not a big deal. It happens. The goal is, though, to kill the dogs, not the people. So... but you're treated to the fact that, yes, Caroline is dead, and after you have defeated all the demon dogs, all the Barghests, suddenly Alvin becomes... He is illuminated, and he levitates, and kind of goes in that weird pose. And he speaks in a unusual voice. That kind of echoey, reverberating voice that also sounds deeper than it should come from a child. So it was a pretty good dramatic entrance for Alvin. He glows and levitates, and then he delivers a prophecy. Not often you meet prophetic children in video games these days. Usually it's a prophetic older woman or just a lady. So it was a nice treat. You get a levitating child. After Alvin, falls back down to the ground and everything, you end up a woman walks up to you. And her name is Shawnee. And she is this lovely redhead. Short cropped hair, though. There's a lot of redheads in this game, I'm finding out. A lot of redheads. That was unanticipated. But it turns out you actually know Shawnee, and you have to clarify for her, sorry, amnesia, it sucks, but you're cute. But Shawnee very briefly mentions the salamander, and she also talks about the Reverend a little bit. So now you know you need to go find the Reverend, which, easy to assume, he's gonna be in the town church. He's going to be in a church chapel of some sort. So that's where you gotta go. Pretty easy indicator. But that he probably might know a little more about Salamander and all that. and very briefly explains to Shawnee that he's hunting Salamandra because they killed someone that mattered to him, which would be Leo, his little noob friend. But you kind of wonder what's going to happen with Alvin there, and Shawnee is so kind of clear that kind of. She says she's going to try and find a local woman who is willing to take the boy in. And she clearly finds him a little bit strange, but, you know, he's a kid. I think she has a soft spot for kids. Because she wasn't freaked out in the least, so I'm going to assume that she's come across other things weird enough. But you end up making your way to the Reverend, and the Reverend basically tells you that he has some tasks he needs you to do, and he's really not going to help you until you complete his gauntlet of things to do. It's never just one quest. It is always a gauntlet in order for you to progress. But I can't expect anything else when you are on the main storyline. So, the first little gauntlet that he wants you to pass is going to all the shrines that are along the circular route throughout the village and lighting all the shrines, because he believes that that will dispel the Barghest. Because, you know, the Barghest, they don't come out during the day, so, you know, the sun's fire, fire's fire, makes sense to a point. Yeah. If you do what I do and inspect every building you come across because, hey, why not? You might find cool stuff. Then you end up coming across this witch named Abigail. Surprise, surprise, another redhead. But she's the one who's taken in Alvin, which is sweet. And she seems to actually be aware of what's going on with him. She says that he is powerful and kind of insinuates that he's a warlock or sorceress, whatever they're going to call him in this game. But, you know, it's very heavily implied he's very powerful and he needs the proper instruction in order to grow, flourish, and be in control of himself. So it seems good. He's with the local witch. I briefly end up going, is there a way to get Triss here? Because she's a full-blown sorceress and she can kind of probably help Alvin a little more than a simple witch can, because it looks like there's a hierarchy going on in the game already, even though this is like chapter 1.5. Because witch seems to be a little bit below sorceress, because if they weren't, then the witch wouldn't be in the tiny nowhere village, the sorceress would, but the sorceress is at a fortress and looks better taken care of. So there's that. And there's cats. Yeah. But if you keep wandering around, you're going to come across ghouls, which are very strange and unusual creatures. They are like zombie-ish things, although they don't look like they were ever living people. Sorry. Cat getting into things she really shouldn't be getting into. Because she's an ass. If you go along the water's edge, you find these things called drowners. And you have a quest. You need to collect their brains. It's a nice little side quest. And, you know, fantastic. Because you're told to do this thing, and it's basically get their brains. It's not as proof of death or not get their fingers or their head. Get their brain. It's all good. But along the water's edge, there's kind of a fishing part of the community. And going through there, you come across someone else who apparently knows you that you don't remember. He is a dwarf named Zoltan Shive. Coincidentally, I know someone that had that last name. Weird. But he wasn't a dwarf. Come across Zoltan Shive, and basically there's this joyous thing from Zoltan about how much he missed you and how he hasn't heard from you in so long, and you're going, I don't know you, dude. Or I don't remember that I know you, sorry. And that's pretty much where I left off. I will get another video up soon. Until then, I hope you enjoy these wonderful little summaries of what I've been doing in the game, because I know an hour and a half can be a little daunting to watch. I will say in the second video, I do get briefly distracted by my own breasts, just because I like big bouncy things. It's the way I am. And then I got distracted by Triss's cleavage at one point, and then got distracted looking at Abigail at one point, and expect a lot of that from me. It's what it is. If there seems to be an appealing male in the game, I might say something, but so far, I'm only impressed by the females. Yeah! So that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed that summary. The best I can manage. But yeah, I'm gonna go to bed now, cause why not? This is Caffeinated Sun signing off.